Hi everyone, welcome to part 2 of our Creating Your Salesforce Career Plan. Today I'm going to be focusing on the how and what to learn in Salesforce. We have many of our trainees that go through our program that say to us, what do I focus on for the first 2 years? Because you start off with the foundation Salesforce admin certification, and then you get embraced with all these other certifications and skills that you could learn. You sort of go, oh my gosh, where do I start? And that overwhelm can set in because you're kind of like shooting in the dark about which way to go first. So today I'm going to be sharing with you what certifications are really valuable to get and how you can make that choice during the first 2 years of your career. But I'm also going to talk about the different training options you have available to you and to allow you to think about which is the best training option for you based on your learning style. It's really important that you reflect on this because quite often you can think, I'm not getting this, I don't understand it. And that's because the training isn't actually delivered to your preferred learning style. So I'm really excited about sharing this with you today. This session today is part of a 4-part series that I'm delivering about how to accelerate and launch your Salesforce career successfully. We do this every day at Supermums and we support parents to upskill, retrain and launch their careers successfully within the Salesforce ecosystem. So we love sharing this knowledge and content, and if we can help you at Supermums, we'd love to. But equally, if you've got any questions or thoughts, we'd love to hear your comments in the feedback. So during the 4-part series, the first part was on the confidence and creating that mindset for success, that you can do this, that you've got the energy and you know how to reboost that confidence. If you're struggling with your mentality around this career change, then I'd go and recommend checking out part 1. In part 3, we're going to talk about which job role suits you, and I'm going to be looking at your personality style for that. And then in part 4, I'm going to be talking about how to make yourself in demand and how to sell yourself successfully at interview. So there's a lot of great content here, and this is part of our Parents Flex Up campaign. I'm going to include a blog URL that you can go to that has all the content that I'm sharing with you today. So you can absolutely grab that pen and paper and be writing it all down, but equally you can go to that blog URL and you've got all the narrative that I'm going to be sharing with you on paper that you can print out. So first, let's talk about what to learn with Salesforce. So as I say, the foundation course is very much the Salesforce administration course. That gives you the sound understanding about what Salesforce can do, how it works, and you start to learn and get hands-on learning through clicks, not code. Now, this is a great foundation because it allows you to go, actually, do I like building the system or not? Do I like doing that bit? Or do I just really get excited about what Salesforce could do? Because in part 3, I'm going to be talking about the different job roles you can go into where you can start to choose the channel you want to go down, because there are absolutely careers within the Salesforce ecosystem where you can just get everybody excited about what Salesforce could do, but then never have to actually build it again. And there's those other careers you can go down where you get more ingrained in building out the system, going from clicks to code, for example. So there's absolutely a path for you. But what's great is you start this foundation level and you start to really experience and get a feel for what you really enjoy. So the admin certification is absolutely the first foundation. What I then recommend is that you do the app builder and advanced certifications if you want to continue going down the route of building out a system and developing it. They are natural next steps from the admin certification. There is quite a little bit of overlap between there, but what it will do is give you those proper foundation skills of what an admin should and could be able to do, and will set you up for success for when you go for interview. The second certification skill sets to get in your bag in that first year are business analysis skills. Now, when we think about Salesforce, it very much you are implementing a system to help power a business. You're about helping make a difference to that business in terms of how it performs, how it functions. You're looking at about improving profit, reducing costs, keeping the team happy. It's very much a management type role where you're improving the management of that business. So business analysis skills allowed you to understand how to appraise the business and what it needs, and then to put technology solutions in place to improve and solve business problems. So they are really those secondary mainstream skills that you need. At Supermums, we help skill up our trainees in business analysis skills through our consultation next step skills to those administration skills. So that would be the suite of skills that I'd really recommend getting within year 1. Now, you can progress quicker than this through to year 2. So certifications I talk through in year 2, you might absolutely advance quicker than leaving it to year 2. There's no time scale. You can go at your pace and do it within the time you have available. But once you've done those foundation skills that I've talked about, what you would be then looking at is what product certifications you go down. So I would very much look at your industry background and experience and go, okay, my background's in health care, so maybe I'll specialize in health cloud, or my background is in finance, so I'll perhaps specialize in the financial cloud. Or you might have worked in a sales team, so actually I'm going to specialize in the sales cloud. So find a cloud, one of the Salesforce products, the different clouds that really resonate with you and your skills and your background, because it's going to be much easier to launch your career in the Salesforce ecosystem if you're aligning yourself with an industry or background that you understand and appreciate really well. And employers are hiring employees who have industry skills and experience. That's what they're really looking for. So with that maturity that you've got, that background experience and skills, then absolutely you want to focus on certain clouds that really resonate with you and you are familiar with. So that's the first thing. The second thing is to, if you really enjoy coding, and want to get your hands dirty, say really building out the system, that's where you might decide to go down the developer track more. And you might do your platform 1, your platform 2, and then progress through your architect certifications, obviously beyond 2 years, but over the first 5 years, that's where you could go. So with all those additional certifications, you're going to be adding value to your CV, your salary level and potential. What I would caution against is doing certifications for the sake of it and then not remembering anything that you learned, because again, I've been in those shoes of interviewing somebody where they've got loads of certifications and then I start quizzing them on some of these products and they can't remember anything, and that's no good either. So when you complete a product cloud certification, what I'd really recommend is not just doing the exam and answering questions, but build out a whole demo around that product. If you're going for an interview, demonstrate this demo that you've built, showcasing all the features and products so you really understand that product really well. Yes, you may or may not have got work experience with that product. If you have, fantastic. But if you build out a demo, you've got your hands dirty with that cloud, you've introduced all the functionality, you know how it works, and you can demonstrate your skills and expertise to somebody that's interviewing you for a job role. So feel confident in those products and your ability to use them rather than drawing a blank at an interview. So now let's talk about how to learn Salesforce. There are a raft of different training options out there, ranging at all different price points. Now, what I want you to think about is your learning style to enable you to choose which training platform might be the best. So I'm going to talk about 4 of the common learning styles, which are visual, kinesthetic, audio, and audio digital. And I'm going to expand on what those mean in a minute. So I want you to think about a situation where maybe you're in the garden looking to build a playhouse for your kids. And you've got this whole box with all the stuff in it and an instruction manual. So I want you to think about how you best learn how to build that playhouse. Are you somebody that prefers a YouTube video? Are you somebody that likes to look at pictures? Are you somebody that likes to read all the manual? Or are you somebody that likes to show up and be taught how to do it? Or are you going to just get your hands dirty and not look at anything? So all of those different preferred styles indicate a different kind of learning style. So I'm going to go through each of these in turn. So a visual learner will prefer seeing pictures, videos, will have to see it in practice. They won't just read something, they need to get visuals. So you might very much be one of those people that want to see the live run through, they want to watch videos, they want to see how it's done for it to sink in. The second kind of learner is the kinesthetic, and that's why they have to get their hands dirty with learning at the same time, because they need to be able to be doing it to learn it. And quite often, if you're that person that basically doesn't read instructions, they just crack on with it, you might be that type of kinesthetic learner. You just want to get stuck in and do it. The third type is audio. So you might be really good at listening to podcasts. You might like listening to videos. You want to hear people teach you. So you're not really, again, that reading style. You prefer to hear it and see it first thing. And then you've got that fourth habit, which is audio digital, which is somebody that loves to read. So you might be that person that loves trailhead, for example, because you can read everything and you'll just crack on. You are a reader and you will learn in that way. So try to hone in on which is your preferred learning style. You will certainly have a combination. It's not just one or the other, but you will have your preferred learning styles. And with that, start to think about your learning habits. So personally, I prefer live training. I like showing up for training and listening and hearing from a live instructor. It's why we built the Supermums program in the way that we did, because we wanted live training sessions where people show up, they can ask questions, they feel like they're there with everybody else, and it keeps them accountable and motivated. So some people definitely prefer that type of learning style. It is mine. It's why people join our courses a lot of the time, because they've tried to do it by themselves and not found that momentum or accountability and have let it drift by the wayside. So that's the first type of learning habit. The second is more those that are very happy doing pre-recorded content. Like, they're incredible because they do motivate themselves. They've bought into a course, they can learn it on time, they've got that self-discipline to do it themselves. So some people might be very happy just doing a pre-recorded training course that's available to them. So think about how you get motivated, how you learn, and then obviously consider all the training options available, including what Supermums offers from an admin and a consultancy skills point of view. Think about all the different ways that you could learn and choose the one that's going to work for you. Because yes, one might be cheaper, but if it doesn't give you the learning and the knowledge and the confidence to succeed, you're not going to get there. So you might want to invest a little bit more in a course that's going to cover your learning styles and help you really feel that confidence to step into a career successfully. And the final thing that I want to talk about is digging down a little bit more on those learning habits. Whichever type of training model you choose, there are some habits that you're going to need to embed that will keep you accountable and motivated. So the first is about setting boundaries for yourself, being really clear on creating that time. A lot of this we covered in part 1 actually of this video series, but it's about making that time for yourself to learn each week and keep the momentum going. Create a study plan for yourself. What are you going to learn? When are you going to learn it? Because if you don't, there's no, again, plan in place. There's no accountability. There's nothing to motivate you. That's what we do at Supermums, is each week we have a very set curriculum of 16 hours a week of exactly what you're going to learn. And people love that it's all mapped out. And they have to then create their boundaries of when they're going to complete that 16 hours a week of learning. The next one is create accountability. Having somebody that you need to report to on a weekly basis around have you done your learning or not is really important. So at Supermums, we match every trainee with a one-to-one mentor who they meet on a weekly basis to oversee the work that they've done. Have they done it correctly? Do they need help? Can we tick it off? Are they feeling confident? So you want that accountability peer buddy that you can report to say, yes, I've done my training today. Because often otherwise it can be very easy to not get it done. And so make sure you've got that accountability for yourself. Be present when you're learning. Make sure that you're focusing on things and turn off your mobile phone, switch off your emails, and be really focused on what you're doing so you are absorbing everything you're being taught. That is really important as well. And accept recognition and reward yourself. So there's a big momentum in the Salesforce Ohana to celebrate what you've achieved on LinkedIn, for example, or on Twitter, celebrating you've achieved a certification, that you've done so many trailheads, that you've got a super badge. Do announce that to the world and allow people to pat you on the back to celebrate. Because if you're at home doing this by yourself and nobody really gets your world, it can be a little bit lonely because you walk into the kitchen and go, oh, I've just got my certification. And it's, oh, well done, but there's not really that same level of excitement. Whereas if you post it in the Salesforce Ohana or with your peer group that you're learning with, they're going to be like, oh my God, that's so amazing. Well done. You're going to inspire other people to do it too. You're going to get that pat on the back. And I want you to be rewarding yourself really seriously, like go and buy that coffee or that new piece of clothing or book that holiday, whatever reward feels like the right thing to do for yourself at this point. So hopefully that's given you a bit more clarity about what to learn, how you can motivate yourself to learn all the things that you need to do and create that habit for lifelong learning. Because within a Salesforce career, you don't just do the first certification, stop there. There's always more to learn, always more to progress. And if you want to increase your salary and keep progressing to the average salary and beyond, you'll want to keep that learning journey in place, because that's what's going to help you get there. And as I say, keep you relevant, keep you confident, and keep you progressing to where you want to be. So I hope that's been useful today. I'd love to hear all your thoughts and comments and feedbacks and questions. So please do put them in the comments. Please do follow Supermums to find out more, and watch the extra editions of the video so you can keep progressing with this great Salesforce career plan. Good luck and see you soon. Bye.